Hello and Allahu Akbar, dear friends. Time is 12:12. Today is the 2nd, actually, of the May. Just 10 minutes past the time. So we're continuing. We're continuing our study. Hopefully, all of us together. From this writing, Eternal Mathnavi of Baha'u'llah. Last night we studied that Baha'u'llah says the question of the spirituality, which is within your heart, which you talk to your God, is outside of the time. You cannot rely on time, that in time things change in a person. It's the matter of the decisions. The person can decide to say yes to Baha'u'llah and that day everything changes, or he will not. The fact that the wheat sifter in Isfahan, a very illiterate individual who became understood the fate of God and the cause of God, and thousands of others could not get it with all their knowledge, with all their time that is spent, tells us that really whatever that takes time for you to get somewhere, that is not what takes you to God. It's your decisions, it's the willpower that you have. When we die in the next life, there is no, of course, time, it's all the willpower. Can you will to go somewhere or not? So, continues Baha'u'llah and tells us what's the problem at the end. He says, Ey sabab ya sob, Az-Zulfayn Yar. A means O. Sabah means morning. There are two Sabah. One Sabah is with sin, like this kind of S, which is Shiba, in fact. This Sabah with a different S, this means morning. Sabah Ye means of morning. O, morning. Soap. Actually, what did I say? Sabah means breeze. Sorry. Soap means morning. So this sabah means the breeze, the morning breeze. Soap means morning. So, oh morning breeze, the morning. Soap is morning, sabah is that breeze. Az means from, Zulfayn. This in at the end is an Arabic form of the plural that is not Persian. Persian use an on at the end or ha at the end. So Zulf-ha is Persian, Zulfan is Persian, but Zulfayn is Arabic, an Arabic plural. It says, O morning breeze, from the hair. Zulf is the front part of the hair, Zulfayn means two of them on both sides. Of the yar, of the beloved. This is again a return to the Sufis, where they always, their plot was a beautiful woman. Baha'u'llah refers to them in this case. It says, there's a beautiful hair of the beloved, O morning breeze. From the hairs of the beloved, bring those sacks of the musk, spiritual musk. Nafe mushk rohani biyar. Nafe, I already said, is in the deer, that male deer that has musk in it. They used to it for the makeups, in the past, perfumes. And that has a musk in it. Mushk means musk. So those little sacks of musk, of the perfume, a spiritual perfume. Rohani means a spiritual. Biyar, bring. Bring. Rohani, a spiritual. Mushk, musk. Sacks of a spiritual musk bring. So, because the morning breeze, when it passes, it takes the scent. Sometimes if it passes through a garden of the flower, you might smell that. So, with the same manner, Baha'u'llah says, repass the hair of the beloved, that beautiful perfume on that hair, just brings it to us. But the implication of this, using the Sufi plot, is that the beloved, which is God, which is Baha'u'llah, which is something that we like and we don't know where it is, a breeze from that. Let's say my talk is a little breeze of the mosque of Baha'u'llah. So he says, Baha'u'llah simply says that, give us news from where the beloved is. That's the bottom line of this line. Continues, he says, ای صحاب فضل روحانی ببار ای صحاب فضل روحانی ببار. Notice I'm using different blue ink because my black has run out, and the way I'm writing these things is a little bit it's called nasta'liq. Now, by the way, it's all on the website. You can go and learn the Persians from it. So, ای سحاب فضل روحانی ببار. O sahab is an Arabic word for cloud. Persians say abr, they say sahab, cloud. Fazl, grace. Rohani again, spiritual. And bebar, bebar as opposed to bebar means to rain down. So it means rain down, O spiritual cloud of the grace. Bebar, rain down. O Rohani, spiritual cloud, sahab, grace. Okay, so a spiritual grace, just rain down. تا صدف لؤلؤ همی آرد ببار. Ta means till, sadaf means oyster. Shell, the shell of something is called a sadaf, where the oyster pearl is being made in it. Ta sadaf, till sadaf. Lu'lu' means that pearl. Lu'lu'. You have to stress at the end of the O. That's why I put that things in there. Lu'lu'. Lu'lu' means pearl. Till, oyster. Lu'lu'. Hami, again, continuing. Arad, bring. Bebar, to give fruit. So it develops. So, our spiritual cloud, the spiritual crowd of the grace, rain down till the oyster brings that, develops, gives the fruit of that lu'lu', the pearl. Again, this is a simile. This time plot is a spiritual. It says that we're all like that oyster, you know. We need that water. Well, most there's, I guess, in the sea. But the water that's in there, it turns into what? The pearl. We have to get that water, that is spiritual water. Baha'u'llah says it has to come down. Such as that you're listening to me today and reading all the writings, talking, listening to other great Baha'i scholars and teachers especially. If you keep listening, it's like a rain that's come down, and this sadaf, you know, makes you closer and closer to the decisions. This listening to me does not make you a Baha'i, my friends. If this can help you to become a Baha'i, and then there's lots of other people in the world that they have no chance to do this because they have no computer, they have nothing, therefore what? They can become a Baha'i? No. All I'm doing is that getting you closer to your decisions. Your decision makes you a Baha'i, not writings, not me, not anybody else. So Tau sadaf, till the pearl keep bringing the fruit of what? Lu'lu. Why, he says, Baha'u'llah, he says, شرح اسرار لدنی باز ماند. The explanation, the descriptions, shar, I said before, the utterance of the asrar, the mysteries, ladunni. Ladun in Arabic means how do I tell you? It's very simple. Ladun means with you. It is with you. The book is with you. Ladun, with. Ladunni means within. When something is close to you, it's ladun. Ladun something. No. Near something, close something. With something, you are with that. You are ladun this, you are with that. Ladunni is a relative noun, means the within. Okay. Bazmant, stopped, seized. The descriptions of the mysteries of the inner mystery, of the innate mystery, ladunni. Bazmant, seized, stopped. ذکر تیل ارز معنی بازماند. ذکر, the mention of تیل ارز, traversing the land. I told you completely in the last few videos. تیل ارز means teleportation, essentially. Sufis believe that a spiritual man, as he talks here to you, he could just jump and go somewhere else and bring the news from some other places. They thought this is a literal thing. In fact, it's not. Something else. And Baha'u'llah says only the soul can do that, not the body. But he says here, Zekr, the mention of the Tayyul Ars, Ma'ani of course. Tayyul Ars, one is physical. Tayyul Ars Ma'ani means the significance of that Tayyul Ars. The eternal Tayyul Ars. The meaning of it. Bosman ceased. He says to God, bring that a smell of the beauty of that flower. Rain down. Why? Because this the mystery of the innate mystery and the meaning of the Tayyul Ars has been seized. This raining down would have to do something to you. This is the Persian, they say Shah Bait, the king of the line, the most important, It tells you all what I said last time, that time does not help this. It says, Pastoy Mahmur as Jaume Qurur. Then, O you, A is O, To is you. Then, O you, Mahmur, intoxicated, drunken, from Jam, the chalice of arrogance, of pride. Pride is positive, arrogance is seriously big problem. The spirituality has got three major problems. Is qurur, arrogance, is jealousy, hasad, and is cruelty, transgression. Baha'u'llah says, if you're jealous, you cannot come in. He says the same thing about qurur. Then, O you drunken from the chalice of arrogance, qurur. نار نفست را بدل میکن به نور. Nare. Nar means fire. Nare means the fire of nafs, the ego. The fire of your ego, badal mikon, turn it into, change it into, transfer it into, badal mikon, do, change, benur, to light. He says, the fire of your ego has to be changed into light. You're now all fire. You have to change the fire into light. Fire consumes you, of course, burns you down. But if it is light, it enlightens you. This ego, it could be a fire to burns, or it just can be changed into light. You know, if you are closer to the sun becomes the manifestation of hell. Kills you. When you go away in a distance away, when you come on earth, you don't see fire, you see light. Baha'u'llah is like the planet Earth. He's the safe distance away from God. If you reside on it, you see the light of God. If you don't reside on the Baha'u'llah, on the planet of Baha'u'llah, on the spirituality and the truth and revelation of Baha'u'llah, you are outside of the gravity on your own, and you will be sucked into that hell and you die. God on its own is both manifestation of hell and fire, hell and paradise, fire and light. A safe distance away is Baha'u'llah, it's planet Earth. So you see how in the physical world, to understand our distance, because all our body tells us, hey, it's too hot, back off. We can take light from the fire and live. This ego is that kind of a problem. And it's all a decision that you have to make. You can listen to my word tonight and you say, this son of a gun, this and that and that and that. I can also go think that, why don't I listen to this? I had one guy, this gentleman is a wrestler from Australia. His first message was that, very bad one, he attacked me. So I felt that, I do not want to get him into trouble. I just wiped his message out and then talked to him. Then he called back. He said, I listened to the rest of your things. I don't know what you're saying, but I don't think you're the enemy of the Baha'i Faith. He went on and he found more. That's exactly what the process is. That you encounter all your stuff inside you tells you Baha'u'llah is no, wrong. Right there you tell you are failing. You are a combinations of the past accumulations of the desires and installations of the files of the people and warranted in your brain that collectively is failing you. You are a failure when you come in Baha'u'llah and you say no to him. Beware and beware. He's gone, he's not here, he's dead. He's not going to get anything from you going this way or that way. But then you lose. Baha'u'llah is like 2 + 2 = 4. Put it on a wall. You pass by, you say that, no, it's not. Right there you fail. By him, you get a license. That's all. You get a license. You get a passport. To go to the other side, without accepting him, you have no passport, brother. You die and you are in the middle of nowhere. You don't know where you want to go when you die. Baha'u'llah is that passport, He's just come there to hear from within you, hear from yourself, that yes or no. I mentioned before, Rumi says, he is the mirror of God. We Baha'is say God manifests himself into Baha'u'llah as a mirror. Just like the sun manifests himself to a mirror, the mirror becomes the sun. Baha'u'llah, God is manifesting in Baha'u'llah. He is the mirror where God shows. But it's also a mirror that shows you. When you stand in front of him, you say, no, I don't accept it. You're just talking to yourself in the mirror that you're not accepting yourself. Okay? Be very careful. That's a decisions that your ego can kill somebody tonight, hurt somebody's heart, or change it. Use a bit of humbleness, a bit of humility, back off, and turn it into light. The first person that's the benefit is you. You are the first beneficiary, nobody else is. So, if you do that, what will happen? تا کنین طی جهان در یک نفس. Till, طی means traversing, traveling. تا کنی, till you do. طی, traversing. Jahan, the universe. در in یک, one nafas, one breath. You can pass the entire universe, it says, in one breath. Why aren't we doing that? Because I think we are arrogant. Myself included. We think we are not because we like to compare ourselves. Oh yeah, okay. Compared to many people, I'm not. But it is within us all the time. Every time Baha'u'llah says something and we choose other ways. He says, you are in this country, obey the law. What? Don't pass the red light. Stop sign, stop. You say, no, pass. You prefer your will over him. Right there, you're arrogant. You see? Every time. He says, don't backbite. You know, don't estimate. You know, the whole procedures of this spiritual ascendancy is in the second chapter, near halfway near end of the second chapter of the book of Certitude, which starts with, oh brother. I've already spoken about that. So there are things he says that we can do. Biggest one of all, he says, do not judge even your own self. Because no one knows what his own end shall be. So, arrogant has many levels. Smaller one, midget ones, big one. Big one says, I don't accept Baha'u'llah altogether. But by the token of being a Baha'i or myself as being an elder, I'm not out of the hook. I'm not off the hook at all. You know. We all can fail. In grade 1 or grade 2 or grade 10. Baha'is are failing in grade 12. Muslims are failing in grade 11. Christians are failing grade 10. I don't know, Jews are failing grade 8 and so on and so forth. Everybody's failing at one point. Failures are all there, they're all naggers, So Baha'is didn't understand the institution of guardianship are failing. That means am I passing? No. For me, there's another level in front of me. And by being smart to acknowledge it, that's not also going to help. This is a practical issue. There are decisions that in the day I have to make as soon as I get up. Every little decisions. Baha'u'llah has one way and I choose the other way. Minor breakout. Breaking a little bit. And then next time breaking a little bit. And we go on and on and on with breaking. And then we go in front of Baha'u'llah in the next life and say, oh, I did all of that, but I'm failing. Oh, yes, you do. There's a story of the greatest scholar in Islam. They call him, the master, Allāmeh, means big time teacher. My father used to tell me that story. I don't know where did he find it. He says this Allāmeh Helli, who must have written 300 books. He goes into heaven, in the front of the table of God, looks at him, this and that, and they tell him, well, the shortage. He says, me. I did not even 1 minute of my life, I did nothing but I wrote books. And this and that. God says it's not enough. Sorry. So they're taking him to hell. All of a sudden a woman shows up. And an apple puts right on the table. One apple. What is this? They said, yeah, this apple is big. It's going to take him now to paradise. He says, I don't remember. What is this? They tell him, it was an inventor where apples are not found, especially those in Iran. Somebody from the south or something, since you're a big guy, they brought you as a gift an apple. You were outside, you were about to eat and bite on the apple. That little child that was, the mother, this is mommy, apple, I want apple. You looked at the child and you said, okay, I'm not eating the apple. You gave the apple to that child. That day, you bought the paradise. See, that decision that he made. All those book writing, including what I say, I'm sorry, I cannot call this a spirituality or a spiritual activity. If I say I am a foolish man, this is a hobby. I also collect comics. I've done something over and over and over and over in my life, so I like to talk about it. It might be useful to you, but there's not a sign that I'm anywhere a spiritual term. Don't kid yourself, okay? Because if you do, then you think you have to do like me, and then you have to feel you're special. I'm not feeling special. Not at all. I'd be a fool to do that. Baha'u'llah have to seriously help me, to get to the other side. These are all activity, okay? Hobby. Because you've done something so many times over, you talk about it. You liked it. It wasn't something that maybe benefited others. It's very hard to say a word of heart that actually has an effect to people, So, don't let me to outsmart you in the Baha'i Faith because I know these things, okay? Well, let's cut to the chase. So, Baha'u'llah says if you change that ego, the fire ego in you into the light, you will actually traverse the entire universe, all of it in one breath. Why can't you do that? He says, تا رها گردی ز حبس این قفس. Till رها گردی, emancipated. I means you, رها گردی. رها گردیدن means emancipation. Till you emancipate the from habs, this jail of this qafas, cage. See? The jail into this qafas. Qafas is this. It's not the body. Body is not the qafas. Don't take this in a physical term that you think, oh, if you die, you're outside of this qafas. Not really. If that's the case, then everybody dies and everybody is outside of the qafas, outside of the cage. No. This cage is the cage of your ego. Ego. You gotta get out of that. Watch out that you're not jealous. Watch out that you're not arrogant. Watch out. I had 17 years, was a Baha'i. I did not know, I could not answer Karl Marx on the matter of how to prove the existence of the spirit. I was in Cornwall, Ontario. One homosexual boy, okay, Christian Gosselin, and I really hated him at that time. Then I changed my mind about that. He asked a question. He just asked me questions. What about that prime matter then? What about time? The question he asked me, I said, Eureka, I got it, Christian, I got it. He himself didn't know what it is, but your question has led me there. There you go. 17 years of, digging. One question of that boy made me to understand something that I didn't know 17 years. I was a Baha'i, but I did not know how to answer this. That if, thanks God, if I was arrogant and stupid at that time, I would just tell him, shut up, you can't teach me nothing. I would have not known it. I've learned this in my life. The smallest thing in the world, the lowest thing can guide you. Rumi has a story of Moses. God tells him to go find somebody that you think is lower than you. He goes, all the people, everybody, and he said, I'm doubtful, I don't know, maybe I'm not. Finally he saw a dog, suffering from probably, what is that sickness that those dogs they have? I can't think of it right now. Sick dog. He said, I'm definitely better than this dog. He goes to God, says, okay, I found, and then in the middle of the way, he says, you know what, how do I know? Maybe this is an angel of God or something turning into this dog, wants to test me. He went to God. He said, Moses said to God, I don't know. I can't find anything. God says, if you would have said that dog, you're better than that, I would have cut you from prophethood. I just gave you a couple of stories, of all kind. So it is so important, this nar and nafs, the fire of the ego, has to be changed into nur, the light, and it comes by the decisions. Baha'u'llah says, this is why you do not understand the asrar al-ladunni, the innate mystery, because you are a prisoner in the qafas, in the ego of your own. You gotta break away. It's a cocoon. What happens? The bird, the animals, the babies, they have to break the shell with the egg to come out. If they can't do that, they die. It's the same situations. We're gonna have to break away. Be careful. So we had this discussion, I guess, with somebody a couple of days ago. What do we do if we don't judge? Very simple. Do not judge people. People are manufactured by God, and we don't know who goes to heaven, who goes to hell. You yourself might go to hell, they might go to heaven. But what people say and what people do, it's up to us to judge it. So we do not say Mr. X, we say this action in this particular word, whoever has said it. That, to me, is right or wrong. Stay away from the individuals, because we're all made by God, and saying to God that this guy is no good or this or that is not going to work. Our job is kindness. That's all it is. We have to do. I remember I had a dream, a vision of Baha'u'llah. On that night, there was this Armenian guy named Vazgen. I respected the boy very much, tall boy. All of a sudden, he's shaking, his hand is coming to me, and he says, Abbas, I gotta get 150 from you. I tell him, why Vazgen? He says, I can't explain it right now. I just need it right now. Okay, I'm dying. But I still didn't know. I said, okay, all right. I had 150, just came back from work. I was a kid. I gave it to him, and they told me that he went to buy heroin. I said, I disagree with heroin, but also I disagree with the fact that he's asking me something and he's dying, he says. I can not to say. I gave it to him. I came back that night, I had a vision of Baha'u'llah. I felt in my heart that was because of the act I did. So guys, please use this beautiful time that you have in this planet. Get on and do good actions. And these actions, if you're a Baha'i or non-Baha'i, I don't care, it has to be done according to the manufacturers. Don't try to go fix the device on your own expertise, you will damage it more. Don't simply say, oh, I feel like giving and I'm going to give money. You give money, but according to your own way, the guy is going to go do something and harm himself and others. The way Baha'u'llah says to give, you should give. The way Baha'u'llah says you have to do it. Okay? One of them is teaching the Baha'i Faith, pioneering. Please, he's the manufacturer, he's here, he has this revelation called manual of how to operate oneself. We have to use his way of doing it. He is not talking to us out of his ego. He's just telling us out of kindness, simply because he's God, he's made us. He just knows. To tell him, no sir, you don't know. You said kindness, no, I'm going to be kind. I don't need to be a Baha'i. It's not going to work, okay? See you.